morning. It's Saturday and I'm starting a weekend here in my life, and realistically I don't think I'm going to the post office today. I only have like a few packages there and it's like my contacts, like for my eyes, so I don't really need them right now. Anyway, I just made my coffee. I woke up pretty late. For me it was like 8 o'clock or something. I took some Benadryl last night. It definitely made me feel better, so I don't think I have like, I don't think I'm getting a cold. I think it's just actually allergies. So yeah, I have been rolling around. It's now about 11:30 and that means it's almost lunchtime. So yeah, realistically I don't think I'm going to the post office. There was a pop-up that I kind of want to go to, so maybe I'll go tomorrow. I'll try to do all my weekend stuff tomorrow, except for I can't go to the post office obviously because it's Sunday. But there's a pop-up at the Google like pop-up place where it's like a collab with Pat McGrath and they're giving out like a lot of free makeup, so I kind of want to go just because it's like, I heard that that's a really good brand, and I can't afford that really good brand, especially because I'm saving up to buy a house. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to just drink this coffee. I did add a little bit of skinny syrup into the oat milk this morning, so I used this one, the iced cinnamon roll. This one is actually pretty okay. It doesn't really taste like a cinnamon roll, it just kind of tastes a little bit sweet with a hint of cinnamon. But yeah, anyway, I'm very excited to finally, eventually, I'm like how I'm like really walking that back, try out these new like quote-unquote Mexican syrups, because the horchata one sounds like really good. As you could tell from yesterday's cocktail, actually I think that maybe would be good as a cocktail mixer now that I'm thinking about it, because that would be like basically recreating yesterday's if I threw it in with some oat milk and then like, I can't remember what alcohol they put in there. But I like, the thing is like my current job is not as crazy busy as my last job. Like I work only like 9 hours a day, maybe 10, and I don't feel like really burnt out or anything. It just feels like a lot of my projects are coming in at the same time right now, and I'm guessing it's probably because it's Q4. I don't know. This is a new company to me, obviously, so I don't know what Q4 always feels like, but it seems pretty intense. Today, I think I'm just gonna hang out at home, do some really chill, quiet activities, like finish reading my book. I started reading this new book. Started reading it a while ago, but then luckily I never finished it because they actually updated it. Not rented it, what's it called? Checked it out from the library when it first came out. It's called Escape from Camp 14. It's about this person who escaped from Camp 14 in North Korea, but they actually added in an update. So this is like not a fictional book, it's a nonfiction, but they added an update with some of the new events that came about. Basically, the person had been changing some of their story or something, but since they had said it so credibly and for so long without changing anything, everybody thought that that was the true story. So anyway, they did update it in the beginning of the book, but this is didn't make a lot of progress. I'm at 22%, page 29, but it's pretty good. I think it's written by somebody who writes for WAPO, so if you're interested in checking out this book, I'll try to link you below. Definitely check it out from your library, but I'll link you the Amazon link if you're interested. I also finished reading Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. Again, I don't know anything about pop culture. I'm trying to read all of these pop culture biopics and like autographies, what are they called, autobiographies and stuff, just because I like don't know anything about it. So it's like everything I'm reading is like, wow, that's new. I have no preconceived notions about any of these people or anything. But yeah, also when I came back last night, the bathroom, I don't know, I'm like very concerned because my friend is like, it's not that bad because it hasn't fallen yet, but that's true, but it's also like, it's not that bad, so they should come and fix it so it doesn't fall ever. Because it only gets really bad at night, so I feel like they must be like night showerers upstairs or something, or like they have a lot of dogs, so maybe they do dog bath or something. I feel like dogs are kind of messy, so I feel like that's probably potentially it too, but it's every night. So my friend was like, they must have done something upstairs randomly that like had a lot of issues and like broke a pipe or something. I was like, yeah, it's like the smallest pipe break though, because it's not like cascading water. I'm quite excited to look at these couple of co-ops tomorrow. So I've been looking into what co-op fees include, and for the most part a lot of them do include the taxes, which is pretty good, because then it makes sense why the co-op fees for some of the units are astronomical. Number one, if you're in a more luxury building, there's more amenities that you have to pay for with your fees. And then there's also like your property tax is higher as well. Just warming up my leftovers from yesterday. So I got the garlic rice, the sisig, and then also the pancit. So making that. Oh, the lighting is so much better now. I still have my overhead lights on, but yeah, so the broker just called me for tomorrow, and basically she was like, are you pre-approved yet? I said no. I said I'm like just in the very beginning stages. She's like, okay, just so you know, you're gonna need to be pre-approved, and I totally get it. So anyway, that's what's going on, and I'm actually quite hungry. I don't know how I made it to 1 o'clock without eating because I was hungry when I woke up, but I just got in the zone looking at stuff. And then I think I might do a grocery order from Instacart as well, because I have my credit for this month that I haven't used yet, actually. Legitimately, why am I so excited to eat leftovers? I also refilled my glass with just water. Didn't want to do more dishes, but yeah, the food was super nice. I don't know how authentic it was, but I do think like maybe I should just like take myself out and eat more often. I'm just like in this like frugal mindset, and I think that that's probably of my own doing, because especially because I like got laid off earlier in the year, so I feel like that maybe like even made it worse, which was really bad, because it was already pretty bad. Like I've always been frugal in general, but it got really bad when all my friends left because of COVID, and then I came back to the city in 2021 and like nothing was open anyway, so all my friends were gone and I wasn't really going outside anyway because everything was like kind of closed. Then I got really busy with work, so then I really like legitimately just ate like food from the freezer, and then did my like too good to go hobby for a while. Now it's just like I have like a normal job now, so I feel like I should be able to take myself out more often, but in my mind I'm like, no, that's so much money, I have to save my money, you know, which realistically probably isn't the worst thing, the worst habit, you know. It's a pretty good financial habit actually, but yeah, at least I should treat myself like once a week to like good food. The other thing is like in my mind it's like every time I take the subway it's $2.90 a swipe now, so it's like every time I leave the subway, every time I leave my house rather to take the subway, I have to think about whether or not the $6 it's gonna take is worth going out of my house and taking the subway. So like on top of like this food just being like 30 bucks or whatever, I had to also pay $6 to take the subway, but maybe it's worth it, I don't know. Okay, so I think the lighting is okay. I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, I have been working on my laptop, editing, and then I also read some, and what I realized is there's like a small little tasks. Hold on, there's an ant. Get the ant. So anyway, there are a few small household tasks that I keep putting off. So one of them is I want to refill my seasonings. So luckily when I was doing my Too Good To Go hobby, I went to that one juice place on Upper West Side, and they actually gave me a funnel, so now I can do this a lot easier without having to worry. And then I'm going to refill this Market Pantry thing from Target. I don't even think they have this brand anymore. I don't think they have Archer Farm anymore. I don't know. I haven't really been to like a full-size Target in a while, because the ones here are like often really picked over, and then they don't have the full line of stuff. So anyway, I just kind of refill this container, and then I'm going to refill it with this, and I got this also on my Too Good To Go hobby from this small business that I hope is still in business. It's called Seasoned Spice. So if you're interested, try to call that number and also go to that website. But I basically bought a Too Good To Go bag, and she gave me a bunch of spices in it, and there are a lot of like really nice spice seasoning blends, things like that. So I have one that I'm using is like a jerk rub, and that one's really good, and hopefully this one is also good. So this one I assume is like an Italian seasoning because it's called Tuscan. It's got oregano, basil, toasted fennel, and minced garlic, and natural spices. So I'm gonna refill that now, and then probably drink a lot of water. I'm honestly feeling a little bit tired. So this is like totally the day that I needed to take off, because I think I just needed a very slow, sort of relaxing day. Okay, so then I also very much just now decided that I'm going to also make some wild rice, just to like meal prep for this week, because I don't think I'm going to go to the grocery. I still might order from Aldi, but I don't know if I'm going to actually successfully do that. Where did I put the wild rice? I know it's in here somewhere. I'm in my pantry. I don't think there's actually any salt in here. It just has a little rice kernel I throw in here. Since I can't find my kosher salt, I'll just have to use this that you can't even see, Himalayan pink salt. I also had to turn on the light because I'm very much an overhead light person. I know that my family hates overhead lights, but I love overhead lights. Okay, I'm just gonna use 1 spoonful in here because I don't want it to be like super savory, like too brothy, you know? Okay, so it's not rice. Maybe I'm gonna push multigrain because it's not truly like rice, like white rice. It's more like a grain, so I'm gonna do that. Maybe 30 minutes. Remember that I emptied out basically this chili onion crunch, so I don't know why I put it back in the cupboard with that little bit. I don't know, I was like, maybe I'll put some olive oil in it, because basically it is mainly olive oil. I also realized it's been a couple weeks, so I'm going to take this kombucha that I've been trying to grow the SCOBY, which is growing quite well, but now I realize I should have had a wide mouth jar. This is pretty wide mouth, but it's not as wide as it should be because I don't know if it's going to sploosh out, you know? Anyway, so I'm going to pour this in here. I might need to concentrate. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to concentrate, but it is growing well. But basically I'm also boiling some water back there to make some more tea to put in. So basically you just need to feed the SCOBY with like tea water. Oh, there we go. Splooshed out finally. But yeah, so now I have it in here and now it'll continue growing in the kombucha maker that I have. I obviously got very much distracted, so it's been natural releasing. There's no pressure left in here. But it looks pretty darn good. I made up some concoction here. We'll see if it's good. I have chicken in here and then wild rice, zucchini, and a little bit of the vegetable bouillon with some water and then oat milk. And I put some onions in here as well, like onion powder, no, minced onion from Costco. Oh my gosh, this shirt is not doing me any help here with my skin color. But yeah, so anyway, I am just trying to use up stuff from the fridge basically. So I am working on getting dinner on the table. It's like 6:30, dang, super late. So I'm gonna have that soup for dinner, so we'll see if it tastes good. I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, it might not be like Michelin star. I mean, obviously it's me, I'm cooking it. But I mean, it's gonna taste fine, I'm sure. Okay, it's super steamy. I was too lazy. No, actually, my dishwasher is extremely full. Like, I should have run it yesterday, but I didn't. So I just kept it in the pot because I'm gonna have to hand wash it anyway, so why bother dirtying a bowl? I'm gonna give it a taste test. I mean, it should be fine. I think oat milk is slightly sweeter just because oats are a little bit sweeter than like regular milk, so I think I should have considered that. I might throw in some red pepper flakes and maybe a little bit of salt because I think it needs a little bit of salt in here. But I mean, it's not bad. It's just very, very hot right now, but at least I've got a lot of stuff out of my freezer, not my freezer, my fridge and my pantry, so that's good. It's about 10 o'clock. My first viewing is at 12:30 and then my second one is at 1:30. That's what's going on today. I'm for sure I'm up and getting out of the house today, that's for sure. And then I'm also going to probably go and pick up my Bagel Fest bag later from To Good To Go. But in the meantime, I'm gonna drink this coffee, figure out what I'm gonna have for lunch because I don't really want to spend money outside. If I'm being honest, I mean a good Popeye sandwich, because one of the places I'm looking at is by Popeyes and part of me wants to buy it, but it's also like it's so much salt and it's so bad for me, so I should just eat at home. Okay, so it's 11:15 and I realized that I think I'm gonna just like eat a snack now because it's way too early to eat lunch, and then I know I'm gonna get hungry before like 2 o'clock because I'm assuming I'm gonna look at the units for like maybe 20 minutes each. So anyway, I am making some toast in the air fryer right now because I don't have a toaster. Honestly, you don't really need a toaster. I feel like those are kind of useless. No, it's very boring as toast, but I'm gonna put some garlic spread on one and probably some butter and honey on the other. It's gonna be a weird flavor combo now that I'm saying it out loud, so maybe just like garlic spread on both because I need to use up the garlic spread. This is just me clearing out the fridge, so the least healthy breakfast, whatever. Couple of pieces of toast. One has garlic spread and everything bagel seasoning, and the other one has garlic spread, cheese, and bacon because I'm trying to use up the cheese and bacon and the garlic spread. Before I head out momentarily, I'm going to run my dishwasher. So, trying to get that smell out of my plastic and silicone. I also have the Instant pot filled with vinegar water to hopefully help as well. Okay, so I am ready to go. Dishwasher is going, and I brushed my teeth and stuff because garlic breath, and I am going to head out to just take my time, look around the neighborhood a bit. I'm not going to show you the neighborhood because privacy, because if I do end up liking it, you know, I want to be a little bit private. But yeah, anyway, I will take you along with me as much as I can, ensuring, you know, certain things are private. And I'll try to show you the walkthrough. The first one is not the one that I'm the most super in love with, but we shall see. Because I mean, I don't know if the second one is actually looking like what the pictures look like. It might just be like digitally rendered, you know. Some of those kind of, you have to read really closely basically on the listings in New York, because sometimes they're like, this is like what it could look like. The weather's actually perfect today. I did cancel my bagel pickup because I realized how many empty calories are in there. It's gonna be like 50 bagels.
Remind me never to sell it. So I was just saying.
Okay, so I'm obviously back home. Saw both of the units or the apartments that I was kind of looking at. They're both co-ops, so I kind of understand now a little bit more about the process. So the first one that I looked at was actually very low for the maintenance. I probably will not buy that one because honestly the space itself was bigger than my current apartment, but it was just laid out in a different way, so it was just like one big box. So in terms of how I could hide my office area, it was like not possible. So I didn't really like that because I would have to have the desk like right in the middle of the living space. It was recently updated. It's been on the market kind of a long time, so I was kind of wondering why. But the neighborhood I really liked. So the broker that I was working with is going to look for similar spaces for me in Manhattan because I don't really want to move outside. And then in terms of the maintenance, it include the monthly taxes, the super, and then also like the building maintenance. And then there was an in-office, sorry, not an office, I got distracted by my dishwasher. There was an in-building laundry room, and there was also like, what the heck is wrong with my toe? An in-building laundry and then a roof deck. So that was kind of nice, but again, the space was fine. It just wasn't good for my lifestyle. Because I also told the broker, she was like, oh, if you would have told me that you were going from a 2-bedroom, I probably wouldn't have recommended that you look at that one. I was like, yeah, I mean, like I'm not married to a 2-bedroom, but I just like want to know how the space is going to be used. The second one I kind of liked. I liked the flow and the layout of the unit itself. It's just no, it wasn't even pre-war. I don't know why it looked so old. It was arts and crafts style. I think it was like from 1922. Everything was updated recently, like within the last 20 years. I don't know how recent that is. But like the kitchen was really nice. It had like an eat-in area, so I would have to, or have an area for my table to be in the kitchen, which was nice. Had a dishwasher that was hidden, had a nice oven, stove thing, and then like a microwave. Refrigerator I probably would switch out, honestly, but that particular unit was just very dark. So the sell side broker was saying that he basically lived right next door to that unit, and he sold so many of the units in that building. But he said like it's like usually brighter, but like today's a gloomy day. But honestly, that's kind of like, I want to know what it looks like on a gloomy day because there's a lot of gloomy days here. So that one I also like it had like mothball smell, which is like, it's fine. Like I can obviously get rid of it, but it's also like, why did it have the mothball smell? Decor in there was fine. I would just probably need to brighten it up a little bit. So it looked exactly like the pictures, except for the pictures were artificially brightened, I think. So I would probably need to paint and stuff and make it a little bit brighter. The cabinets in the kitchen were kind of like a darker color, so it kind of like just made it look a little dark. So it would probably need a little bit more work. I mean, it's obviously livable, but I would have to eventually do sorts of things to like make it a brighter space. So I probably will not offer on that one. That one also had laundry room in the building. The maintenance was also quite low on that as well. It also included water, and then the taxes and heat. So again, very low maintenance, which is pretty good. The other one didn't include heat or water. Reason being is that was because the maintenance was so low that they would have to charge more, but I don't know. I don't know if that's actually accurate. Anyway, so the broker is going to send me information about the financing people, and then also send me some more listings to look at. And she was like, I know that you're like traveling a lot, like when would you be able to see more? And I said, well, like honestly next weekend I'm probably going to be here, so that would be fine. Did my first 2 viewings. She was also like, which areas are you looking at? I said, honestly, anywhere. I said, basically there's just like certain parameters in terms of pricing and in terms of the maintenance fee that I don't want to like pass. So she has that in mind, and she's also going to look for like 2-bedroom for me. And then my friend that I met on Friday was also saying basically like she would, I mean, obviously, a 2-bedroom is going to be a lot better of a investment because it's easier to find a sublease. So that was the other thing with the second co-op I looked at. They allowed subleasing after after you live 1 year, you can sublease up to 3 years, and then you just pay like a fee per month for the sublease because nobody wants subleasers basically. And then the other one did not allow subleaser. But yeah, my friend was saying that like having a 2-bedroom obviously is easier to sell when you're done because more people want a 2-bedroom. It's also easier to sublease if you want to do that. So anyway, that's what's going on. I told the broker another area that I'm kind of looking at, and I was like, I don't know if you have access to the units on that area. Can we just like go look at them, because like I kind of want to see inside and stuff like that. Anyway, that's the update. I did cancel that bagel bag because realistically, I was reading reviews and people were getting like 40 bagels yesterday, and I was like, I don't need, because bagels are such empty calories. Like you eat it and you're very, very full, but then it's also like you just ate 700 calories just for the bagel itself, and then you have to put toppings on it, and then you're gonna be hungry in like 4 hours. So the fact that that was gonna be 40 bagels, it was like too overwhelming. I did ask my friend and she was willing to take half of whatever I got, but I was like, no. Like realistically, even 20 bagels is way too many bagels. Today is the last day of the Bagel Fest. I'm wondering now if maybe that was a bad decision, because they were like gonna also give toppings and schmears. But then again, like that's a lot of schmears and toppings. You have to eat really fast, because the bagel you can freeze, the schmear no. You can't freeze no schmear. So I am going to change out of my outside pants and put on some comfy pants and kind of just regroup, I guess. My parents want to talk about what I saw at the listings, but like part of me is also like, if I wait another month until they're here for Thanksgiving for that second unit and they drop the price again, because they had just dropped it, it might be worth it to look at it again to kind of figure it out. Depending on what my parents call me, maybe I'll go to Costco. It's just that Costco is like a whole ordeal because the only one in Manhattan is on the east side, and it takes so long to get there. And then once you get there, you kind of have to take an Uber back unless you only buy like 2 things. But there is an Aldi in that same place. I call my fancy drink, I mean this old green tea from the fridge that I got for free at a street fair, and then some ice in a fancy glass. Okay, so I don't know why that, I was gonna say dresser drawer, what is it? The cupboard door is open, but I decided that I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I was wearing this headband, but it made my head look like really huge. So I'm gonna go just to my normal neighborhood one, because realistically I don't really need that much. I just want to buy some produce, because I'm thawing the pot roast. I don't think you can see back there, because I'm finally gonna make that pot roast after talking about it for a while, but I think I want to buy a couple of extra vegetables to throw in with it. And also, I've been craving pizza for a while and I've been really pushing it down, but they actually have pizza on sale right now at my grocery store. So it's a DiGiorno, but it's like $5, $6. So I'm gonna buy that and have that for dinner, and then the pot roast is gonna be for the week. But yeah, so I guess like another frugality tip. So I don't know, it's always been my hobby to look at the circulars ever since I was a kid, but like even now as an adult it's really a good hobby to have, because a lot of my friends who like aren't really smart with their money, they just go to Trader Joe's and call it a day, or they just go to like whatever and call it a day. But realistically you have to like kind of compare prices. So like one of my friends who like bought an apartment, she actually bought a duplex a while ago. Very smart financial decision. It's already paid for itself because she actually renovated part of it and is renting it out to pay her mortgage. And on top of that, she got in at the right time, and that neighborhood is booming right now. So like, so smart. Super lucky too. But yeah, she's like, yeah, so like we were talking about groceries, and she's like, yeah, you must have your place for your meats, and you must have your place for your like you know, your produce and like your grains and stuff. I said, yeah, but realistically for me, my place is Trader Joe's for some stuff, but then not for other stuff. Sometimes I'm just like very lazy and I just go there for everything, because I'm gonna be there by the Trader Joe's on 72nd from my mail anyway. But like Trader Joe's has the best price on the best quality salmon, like it's consistent salmon, whereas my local grocery store, sometimes it's cheaper, but like sometimes the quality is not so good. But my local store has decent options for like more of like the name brand stuff that you would normally be able to buy everywhere else, whereas obviously Trader Joe's is like generic home, whatever it's called. Anyway, I looked at the prices for like the specific things that I want to buy, and it's like not super expensive. So like salad kits, typically at my local store are very expensive, but they're kind of on sale right now, so I might grab a couple of those just to have, and need a couple of vegetables for my pot roast. So anyway, I'll take you along with me. No, I won't. I'm not going to show you which grocery store I go to because then I'll give away where I live, but I'll show you what I buy, I guess, later. So like realistically it's cheaper to buy pizza per pizza by buying the 4-pack at Costco, but realistically I don't need 4 pizzas, you know? Anyway, got my Aldi bag, gonna head out. It's like actually a perfect fall day today. I'm also walking past so much street parking, there's so much space available. This is kind of intriguing, but I don't want a 4-pack. I always stand here and think for a while because it's like, they're kind of expensive, but I only really need one. Setting up my coffee for tomorrow before I forget. Okay, so my roast is defrosting. It's actually pretty okay because it's so freaking hot in my apartment right now. And then these are the things that I'm gonna add to it. So I got some potatoes, celery, Brussels sprouts I just bought, the mushrooms I just bought, a onion, and this better than bouillon stuff. Okay, so I washed up and I put in about half of what I had because I want to make other Brussels sprouts with the rest and cut them in half. Okay, so that stalk of celery was a little bit worse for wear, so I only got a little bit out of it. Given the state of the celery, I was a little bit worried about these potatoes, but they're looking good. Rinsed them off, washed them. Okay, so the onion is all chopped. Okay, chopped the mushrooms. This is getting very full. Okay, so I just have the rest of these so I could get rid of the packaging. And now I have this prepped for later in the week, or maybe even dinner tonight. Pouring in the bouillon. Okay, I'm gonna have to like rearrange it a little bit because it's kind of above the fill line with the meat. So I gotta like find a little bit of divot room in there. I'm sure there is, so I'll just like move the veggies around the side, but this is basically it. So on the top, I rubbed on some salt and pepper and then a little bit of umami seasoning. Just realized I missed this part, but the other side should be good. And now begins the cleanup. So I've been looking on social media, and apparently if I would have gone today to pick up bagels, I would have gotten like 60 of them because they had like bags of 30 to 36, and then you got like 3 to 4 packs of 6. And on top of that, you got drinks and schmears and then like meats. So that would have been way too much for my apartment. I would have had to like take out an entire lease for just bagels. And then apparently on top of that, they were also offering people who only bought 1 bag, 2 bags. That's crazy. You're gonna have like an entire year's worth of bagels. I guess I could have thrown them in like community fridges along the way, so that everybody would have bagels. But I mean, I did what I did and I canceled my order, so I'm having a little bit of FOMO because, I mean, why do I want extra drinks? I have plenty of drinks in my fridge and I don't drink them, but why is a Topo Chico, bag of Topo Chicos sound like really enticing to me? The bags were like $5.99, so honestly, a very good price because like New York bagels are obviously superior, but like they're also like $2.50 each when you go like in person and you pay for it like normal hours. But then I think I usually pay like $5 for the one at Pick a Bagel, and I think I usually get like 20 bagels there plus some of the bialys or whatever they're called. Anyway, just thought I'd update you on the bagel bag. I did not get it obviously because I'm sitting in my apartment making my pot roast back there, but yeah, just a little bit of FOMO. Okay, so this natural lease for 12 minutes already, so I'm going to finish it out here. Kind of scared. I also put the pizza in the oven. Okay, so it's almost done releasing, but basically I put the pizza on a tray. I know I'm supposed to put it directly on the rack, but I don't feel comfortable doing that because I don't want to start a fire in my stove, on my oven rather. So I put it on a tray, put a little bit of Pam on it so it doesn't stick, and it'll get a kind of like crispy on the bottom. So that's what my plan is, at least. Okay, opening this up. Oh, it looks pretty nice. So I'm going to just stir it around a little bit and then I'm going to put it in for another 20 minutes. Yeah, it's not done yet. So going to just push it down, kind of move it around a little bit, just so that nothing gets stuck on the bottom to burn. But it's looking good. I'm gonna have such good gravy. That's the most important part to me. But yeah, I think the pizza should be done. It looks done. So this is just a good old classic rising crust DiGiorno. I realized now that I should have spread out the sausages a little bit, but this was like $6. Oh, I forgot to turn off the oven. Okay, it looks actually quite good. I'm like actually salivating, so I'm gonna eat probably half the pizza. I mean, I shouldn't, but I also haven't eaten very much today, so I deserve this. Okay, so it naturally is for like 30 minutes, so let's see how this looks. There's a lot of broth in here. Maybe I shouldn't have followed the instructions. It said to put in 4 cups. That seems like excessive amounts. Okay, let me see if it's fork tender. Let me find a fork. Okay, I found a fork. Let's see. I mean, looks pretty fork tender to me. Let me give it a taste test. It's good. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that off. Honestly, I think I just have really cheap tastes because sometimes frozen pizzas and Domino's so much better than like New York style pizza. I know that that's like fighting words, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes the New York pizza is like very not good and it's like kind of expensive. Maybe it's because I like the thicker crust than the thin New York style. I think maybe that's why. They have each their own little vehicle. Realistically, this is way too much meat for one person, but it is what it is. I got it now. But there's a lot of juice in here, so I'm gonna pour some in here just to keep it a little bit moist, and then gonna make some gravy with the rest, but I'm gonna put the veggies in a separate bowl. Realistically, I kind of want to keep the potatoes, but not really the other ones, so we'll see. Look how tender that meat is. I just cut a piece just to check the insides, and it looks great. So I may have wasted money on beef gravy mix because I think I don't really even want to make gravy. And even if I did, I think I literally just need flour, which I have a little bit of flour. I've had it for a while, so I don't know if it's good anymore. But I think I'm just going to keep this as au jus. Like not au jus, just jus. And then with the beef, I'll just use a little bit of it. So it's beef au jus, you know, beef. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to pour it in and hope for the best. By that I mean I got my pot here, and then I have a strainer and a bowl that's too small for the strainer, so hopefully it doesn't go around the sides. But I'm just gonna pour it really slowly and hope for the best. Okay, this is like way too much juice because this is like only half of what was in there. So, I mean, no spillage yet. Okay, so obviously I have way too much, so I'm not gonna be able to show you because I'm gonna need 2 hands. I'm gonna ladle some into that freezer bag because I'm gonna freeze most of it, I think. There's the moon. There's also toilet paper in the tree. What a day! It's already 8 o'clock and I'm tired. Since I last checked in with you, not doing much, honestly. It's 10:15, I'm going to bed. This was like kind of a really eventful day, actually. Yesterday was like very much a very blob day, but today was very active. I think I walked like 20,000 steps somehow. But yeah, anyway, so since I last checked in with you, I just put the food away and then I've been vegging, and what was I even doing? It's been like a few hours. Oh yeah, I was looking at real estate again. So I'm like still in between all of these decision points because I don't want to end up buying like a co-op and having it be a bad investment. And I mean, co-ops are kind of like, I don't know if they're like in other cities, but in New York it's kind of like very rare to find a condo, actually, especially like a condo that's like somewhat a normal person can afford, you know? And then co-ops are just like another option, but it's also like you don't actually own anything. You basically own a share in the building that may or may not actually pan out later. And then again, my friend keeps telling me about how hard it is to get rid of a co-op because you basically have to find somebody exactly like you to replace you. But that being said, it's usually not a person of color to replace you. So that's where it's kind of weird for me. So still thinking through that. I might renew my lease here. I sent another email to my management being like, hey, so when is somebody gonna actually come and check? Because I was like, it's getting worse. Like the strip around the top of the wall, like the connecting between the wall and the ceiling, it's like getting more and more wide, the bubbling, and I'm kind of like, it's getting worse. Like, can you just like send someone? If they do send somebody, I mean, I'll probably renew. So I looked it up. So I am rent stabilized right now. So basically in 2019 they changed some laws, which means that currently if I were to renew right now and then I want to break my lease later, the management would need to do like a thorough search and like do a lot of efforts, like exhaustive efforts to find a replacement for me in this building. And then if they don't do that and I can show proof that they didn't do it, I apparently can just break my lease. Additionally, I can also try to find a new subleaser. So anyway, that's what's going on. Trying to think through all my possibilities because again, I kind of have like 40 days left to sign my renewal or not. But what else is going on? That's about it. So I have been looking at places that are rentals. And I found some decent ones, but it's just like in a neighborhood I don't really want to live in, honestly, because there's like certain trains that I don't enjoy taking and I'm trying to avoid having those be my local train, basically. Like the fun stuff, like go to get free Pat McGrath makeup today, but realistically I have so much behind me, and I do have like a Pat McGrath palette here. I think I even just grabbed it, yeah. And I've used it like twice. And, oh sorry, it's upside down. So I got this one in BoxyCharm and I've used it like twice. So realistically, I didn't really need to get more. I would like to try the mascara though, because realistically, I'm also not going to pay full price for that. I think I maybe gave a review. So I've been using this Eve Lom retinol repair serum or repair retinol serum, whatever it is. This is like hecka expensive. I looked it up because I was linking it in my video today and it's like $158. I would not pay that much for this. I didn't think this was like $158. I honestly thought it was going to be like more like $68 to $78, and at that point I'm like, well, if it does a lot of really great things for other people's skin, then I would say maybe. I haven't used it enough to see if it's going to help me with any fine lines or anything. Hold on, the battery's out. I have no idea if that last clip worked because I have like some backup batteries and they're like, maybe they're not charging anymore because this is a very old camera. So anyway, I will just repeat what I said in case the other one didn't record. So Eve Lom, again, if this was like more like $50, I would probably say I would recommend it because it has been helping with my skin texture and stuff. It does have, I think, AHA in it. It is a retinol, but it's a very, very gentle retinol, which I appreciate because my skin, some of the other retinol products I've tried have made it very itchy. I know that you're supposed to like let it go and like it'll like get acclimated to it, but honestly I have so much other skincare products that I just didn't want to have that uncomfortable feeling on my face for so long. So anyway, this one I would say it's pretty good. The one issue I would think that would be, other than the price point, is that the product itself has a very herbal medicine scent to it. So I don't know if that's because this is like, I think this is like a Hong Kong brand or something. I'm not entirely sure. It says it's made in England, but I'm pretty sure this is a Hong Kong brand, but don't quote me on that. And it's like more of an herbal medicine sort of style, botanicals or whatever. So anyway, that's my review of this. I have not noticed any drastic results from it, and honestly I probably should be more concerned about these 11 lines that are coming because I've been really squinting at work. But the other one that I am reviewing right now, so influencers sent me 2 serums to try, so I had to really come up with a strategy. The second one is the Keys Soul Care, and this one is the Truly Becoming Multi-Benefit Peptide Serum. So this one I've been using in the morning, and then the retinol from Eve Lom at night, just because I like using my retinols at night. I think it's kind of recommended to do that. I don't know, don't quote me on that. But yeah, this one is quite nice. It's unscented. It's a very lightweight serum. It has no fragrance added to it at all. It absorbs really quickly into the skin, and again, I use it and it's fine underneath makeup, and it just absorbs really quickly, not sticky at all, and I've really been liking it. I don't know if it's necessarily doing too much because again, I've only tried both of these products for about a month at this point. So I mean, it's usually 2 weeks, but the thing is if anything were to have happened, I couldn't tell the difference between if it was the Keys Soul Care or if it was the Eve Lom, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I've been liking both of them. Nothing bad has happened to my skin. This breakout is just because of hormones. So I think I have reviewed this one, and actually now that I think about it, I have not tested out the mask that came with this. So this is from Skin 1004, Skin Chonsa. This one is the Madagascar Centella Probio Cica Enriched Cream. So this one I do also like. It is kind of sticky though. It's very odd. The texture is very unique. So when I pulled this out of the box, when I unboxed it, it was like very thick to me, but then it's actually more like the cream itself isn't thick. It's like a very thin cream, but the thing is like the texture is very sticky, but it's not sticky when you apply it. It's sticky to each other. So I don't know what kind of reaction that is, or if it's like, I don't think it's a polymer. Maybe it is a polymer, I don't know. But it just like kind of strings out. Like it's like basically it looks like when you just like when I look with my eye, when I use this little spatula thing that came with it, which I love spatulas. But when I pull it out, it really looks like I'm pulling like honey from the honey jar. But the texture is not sticky like that when you put it on your face. It's very strange. I don't understand it. But this is a very, very hydrating cream for me, which I appreciate because my skin has been kind of dry in patches. I don't know if it's allergies or what, because my allergies are actually really bad. It was terrible today. I was like sniffling and I was like, oh my god, everybody's gonna think I'm like so disgusting. But yeah, anyway, so this product is quite nice. It's actually quite affordable too, I believe. So I haven't tried the zombie pack yet, so I'll give you a review on that later. Otherwise, everything else is pretty. Oh, this. The Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch powder. So this is a compact. I got it in the shade Cupcake, and this one is like a brightening powder, and it's also pretty good for like, I can't open it with one hand. It's also pretty good for mattifying, and I have been liking it. It doesn't have a scent, which I was kind of worried about because Huda Beauty products usually have a very strong scent to me. But yeah, it doesn't have that. It does have a puff on the bottom, but I guess I would probably recommend that. I don't know what the price point is. My guess is it's medium expensive because Huda's usually pretty expensive. The only other one is this. This is the Vita C Green Tangerine from Gura. I bought this in Korea, and I got the full size as well. I kind of like this product. It is quite sticky though. But yeah, anyway, that is going to be it. I'm going to do my skincare, and I will talk to you in the morning. Follow me over on Instagram at Eat Stretch Explore. I'm going to start a work week in my life tomorrow, so see you then. Bye.